Morning, students. In this lecture, I am going to give brief description regarding loop antenna. Okay, what are these loop antennas? What are different types of loop antennas? Uh, all the things we'll discuss in this lecture. Okay, so this is the loop antenna. So, what is the definition of a loop antenna? So, what is the definition of a loop antenna? So, a type of antenna which is formed by bending of a coil or uniform wire in the form of loop is known as loop bend. Means, for example, if this is a wire, okay. So if I bend this in the form of loop, okay, if I bend this in the form of loop, okay. So if this is a wire, if I bend in the form of loop, if I bend in the form of loop, okay. So whatever the antenna is supposed to form is called as loop. Okay. So basically in loop antenna, the RF carrying current. Okay, so here I am providing here supply voltage. Okay, so the RF carrying current. So there are different shapes here. Okay, so if I bend the wire or coil in the shape of square, okay, it is called as square loop antenna, or like this, or rectangle. If I bend in the shape of circular, it is called as circular loop antenna. If I bend in the shape of triangular, we call it as triangular loop antenna. Okay, so which carries the RF current. Okay, so if I providing supply here, it will provide the RF current. Okay, so these are the various types of loop antennas. Okay, so you can say that if a current carrying conductor, it is a current carrying coil is bent in the form of different loops, it is known as loop antenna. Okay, so these antennas are versatile, provide high wide range applications. Okay, high wide range applications. Okay, so it is the most among various shapes. Which is the most popularly used one? The most popularly used one is circular loop antenna. Okay, because of its simplicity. Because of its simplicity, so the circular loop antenna is most popularly used. Okay, so generally, so the loop antennas are referred as radiating coils with many cross sections. Okay, so if I can design the loop antenna with single turn, or you can design the loop antenna with many turns. Okay, so when the loop antenna consists of more than one turn, okay, two or more turns, it is called as frame. Okay, so a loop antenna is said to be frame when it consists of more than mm, two or more turns, it is called as frame. Okay, so classification of loop antennas. Okay, so there are two classifications of loop antennas. Okay, so one is called as small loop antenna, one is called as small loop antenna, is called as small loop antenna, and the other one is general loop antenna. Another one is general loop antenna. Okay, so two cases. One is small loop antenna, and the other one is general loop antenna. So when you say that, so this is my loop antenna. For example, let us, this is my loop antenna. Okay, so this is circular loop antenna. When you say that this antenna has small loop antenna, and when you say that this loop antenna is general loop antenna, this is the circumference. Okay, so this is the circumference of the loop antenna. So this is the circumference of the loop antenna. Okay. So if the circumference of the loop antenna is less than lambda by 10, is less than lambda by 10, then such type of antennas we generally call it as small loop antenna. When you call this loop antenna a general loop antenna, if the circumference of the antenna is comparable with wavelength, then we can say that it is a general loop antenna. General loop antenna. Okay, so the most properly used antenna is this general loop antenna. Okay, so general loop antenna. Okay, so what are the applications of loop antenna? Where you are supposed to use this loop antenna. Okay, so this loop antenna is used for aircraft direction pointers. The main application of loop antenna is they are kept on the aircrafts for aircraft direction pointers, radio receivers for receiving high frequency waves. Okay, so loop antennas are also used for ultra high frequency transmitters. Okay, and to detect the position of the transmitter. So on the main advantage of the loop antenna is they produce a circular polarization. They produce a circular polarization. Very, very important. Which antennas produce circular polarization? one of the antenna is loop antenna. So the main application of the loop antenna is they produces circular polarization. So what is the necessity of the circular polarization? Okay, so if our mobile phone, all our mobile phone antennas, they generate circular polarized waves. Okay, if it is not circular polarized wave, what to talk only in this direction. If you bend like this, okay, E tangential component becomes zero and it will get. So, but if it is circular polarized, you can talk in any direction. So that is the main application of the